Picture this: an elderly neighbor, constantly grumbling about the weather, the prices, the youth of today. It's a scene we're all familiar with, right? From the grocery store to the park, from social media to family gatherings, it seems like our older friends and relatives have an endless list of grievances. The cost of living, the state of society, the lack of respect from younger generations, you name it, they've complained about it. But have you ever stopped to wonder why this is? Why does it seem like the older we get, the more we complain? Is it because life genuinely gets harder as we age, or is it simply a case of rose-tinted glasses, yearning for a past that perhaps wasn't quite as perfect as we remember? Could it be that our seniors have a point, or are we just witnessing the manifestation of a grumpy old stereotype? Is it just a stereotype, or is there more to it? To understand this better, we need to delve into the complex world of psychology. This fascinating field of study gives us an invaluable toolkit to explore the inner workings of the human mind and its influence on behavior. Our perceptions, attitudes, and responses are all shaped by our cognitive processes. As we age, these cognitive processes can undergo changes, impacting our mood and perspective. This phenomenon is known as cognitive decline. Cognitive decline is a natural part of aging that can affect memory, attention span, problem-solving abilities, and even the ability to process information. It's like trying to navigate through a thick fog. Things that once seemed clear and straightforward can suddenly become confusing or overwhelming. Now imagine living in this foggy reality every day. Simple tasks could become challenging, and changes, even small ones, could be difficult to adapt to. This could potentially make a person more susceptible to frustration and dissatisfaction, leading them to express these feelings through complaints. But it's not just about cognitive decline. Psychology also teaches us about the concept of loss aversion. This is the idea that we feel the pain of loss more acutely than the pleasure of gain. As people age, they often experience a series of losses: health, independence, loved ones. These losses can contribute to a sense of dissatisfaction with the current state of affairs, amplifying the tendency to complain. Psychological theories also suggest that complaining can serve a purpose. It can be a way to seek validation, express emotions, or even attempt to regain control in a world that feels increasingly unpredictable. So when we look at it this way, complaining isn't just about being negative. It's a complex interplay of cognitive changes, emotional experiences, and psychological needs. So, could cognitive changes be a reason for increased complaints? The answer is yes, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. As we journey further into this topic, we'll delve deeper into the other factors contributing to this behavior. Stay tuned. Life changes as we age, and these changes can greatly affect our outlook. We all know that aging is a natural process, yet it brings about changes that can be challenging to navigate. Let's consider a few of these significant life shifts, and how they might influence an individual's propensity to grumble or express dissatisfaction. Firstly, there's retirement. It's a major milestone that signifies the end of a long career, the closure of a chapter that has consumed decades of one's life. Retirement can be a jarring transition. Suddenly there's no routine to follow, no colleagues to chat with, and no work-related tasks to fill the day. This sudden void can lead to feelings of restlessness, purposelessness, and yes, you guessed it right, frustration, which might manifest in the form of complaints. Then, there's the inevitable decline in physical health. Aging bodies are no longer as robust or agile as they once were. Chronic ailments, decreased mobility, and a host of other health issues become the unwelcome companions of old age. Such physical limitations can lead to feelings of helplessness and discontent, providing fertile ground for complaints to sprout. Lastly, we can't overlook the emotional toll of losing loved ones. As we age, we often have to say goodbye to friends, spouses, and contemporaries. The grief and loneliness that follow such losses can be overwhelming. In the absence of other outlets, these intense emotions may be channeled into complaints, serving as a cry for attention, a means of expressing the pain of loss. So when we look at these aspects of aging, retirement, declining health, and loss of loved ones, it's not hard to see how they can lead to feelings of frustration, sadness, and loneliness. And these emotions, in turn, might result in a higher frequency of complaints. It's not necessarily about being negative or ungrateful, but perhaps more about dealing with significant life changes and the emotional upheaval they bring. It seems that life changes could indeed play a significant role. But don't just take our word for it, let's hear from the experts. In the realm of psychology and gerontology, the study of aging, There's a consensus that as individuals age, they tend to express more dissatisfaction. This is not because they're inherently grumpy or discontented, but rather due to various scientific reasons. One of the most notable studies in this regard was conducted by Stanford University's Center on Longevity. They found out that as we age, our brain's prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for emotional regulation, undergoes changes. This can lead to an increase in negativity, which may manifest as complaints. Dr. Laura Karstensen, the director of the center, explains that older adults might focus more on the negative aspects of their experiences because they have a heightened sense of time's fleeting nature. This awareness can make them more prone to expressing dissatisfaction, especially about matters they feel are wasting their remaining time. In the same vein, a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology provides further insight. The research, led by psychologist Dr. Derek Isaacowicz, suggests that older adults have a positivity effect. It's a bias where they focus more on positive information, hence when they encounter negative experiences, they react more strongly, often in the form of complaints. Moreover, a study from the University of California, Berkeley, led by psychologist Dr. Robert Levinson, discovered that older adults show more emotional stability, but a decreased ability to ignore or suppress negative information. This might be another reason why older people seem to complain more. They're not necessarily more negative, but less able to suppress the expression of negative experiences. The world of neuroscience also offers an explanation. Neuroscientist Dr. Mara Mather's research indicates that as we age, our brains undergo physiological changes that can affect how we process emotions, including the tendency to complain. For instance, the decline in dopamine production, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward, could be a contributing factor. Lastly, Dr. Arthur Stone, a psychologist from the University of Southern California, points out that older people might complain more as a way to seek social interaction. As social circles shrink with age, complaints might be a tool to initiate conversations and maintain social connections. So, it's not just about old people being grumpy or discontented. It's about the changes in their brains, their heightened awareness of time, their emotional stability, and their social needs. The complaints are just a manifestation of these underlying factors. As we can see, there's a lot of research that supports this idea. But what about the social aspect? Could that be influencing this behavior as well? Let's dive into this. Society's attitudes towards the elderly can play a significant role in shaping their behavior. Older adults often report feeling marginalized or ignored, which can lead to an increased sense of dissatisfaction and, in turn, more complaints. Consider this. How often do we dismiss the concerns of the elderly, attributing their complaints to simply being old? This dismissive attitude can inadvertently lead to more grievances, as older adults may feel that their voices are not being heard or respected. Moreover, lack of social engagement can also contribute to this issue. Social interaction is not only a fundamental human need, but it's also crucial for mental health, especially amongst the elderly. Regular social interaction can help reduce feelings of loneliness and isolation, enhance mood, and even improve cognitive function. However, as people age, they often experience a decrease in their social circles due to factors such as retirement, the death of friends and family, or health issues. This shrinking social network can leave them feeling isolated, leading to a heightened focus on the negatives, including everyday annoyances that they might otherwise overlook. The value of social connection cannot be overstated. In fact, research suggests that maintaining strong social ties in later life can even promote longevity. So, if older adults are complaining more, it could be a symptom of a deeper issue, a lack of social engagement, rather than just a personality trait associated with aging. But remember, it's not about blaming society or pointing fingers. It's about understanding the complex interplay of factors that contribute to the behavior we observe. And that understanding starts with recognizing the crucial role of social interaction in the lives of older adults. So, next time you hear an elderly person complaining, consider it might be more than just old age. It might be a call for engagement, a signal of feeling unheard or isolated. The way we interact with the elderly can have a profound impact on their outlook. So, what can we do to improve the situation? Well, the first step is empathy. It's about stepping into another's shoes and truly understanding their perspective. It's about recognizing that elderly individuals have experienced life changes that we may not fully comprehend. They've seen the world transform in ways that might feel alienating. Their physical health may also be deteriorating, making everyday tasks more challenging. By empathizing, we can better comprehend their feelings and reactions. Next, we can exercise patience. This might mean taking a few extra moments to listen to their stories or their concerns. It could also mean showing tolerance when they express dissatisfaction about the world around them. Remember, their complaints are often a reflection of their struggles and fears. They're not always about the topic at hand, but a deeper sense of loss or change. Moreover, understanding is key. This involves acknowledging their experiences and validating their feelings. It's about giving them the space to express themselves without judgment or dismissal. It means accepting that their perspective may be different from ours, yet it holds just as much value. Additionally, we can foster open communication. Encourage them to share their thoughts and feelings. This not only helps them feel heard, but it also provides us with insights into their world. It's an opportunity for mutual learning and growth. Lastly, let's not forget the power of kindness. Small gestures can make a big difference. A smile, a warm greeting, or even a simple acknowledgement of their presence can brighten their day. It's a reminder that they are seen, valued, and appreciated. In essence, it's about human connection. It's about respect, compassion, and mutual understanding. It's about acknowledging that we are all on this journey called life, and each one of us experiences it differently. So, let's strive to create a world where everyone feels heard, understood, and valued. Let's cultivate an environment of empathy, patience, and understanding. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. Remember, a little bit of kindness can go a long way. Now, imagine a different scenario. Instead of a world peppered with complaints and negativity, envision a place where positive interactions are the norm. Imagine the elderly, not as grumpy old men or women, but as individuals full of wisdom and stories waiting to be heard, appreciated, and respected. Positive interactions with the elderly have profound benefits not only for them, but also for society as a whole. These interactions can be as simple as a warm smile, a respectful nod, or a meaningful conversation. When we engage with the elderly in a positive manner, we help foster a sense of belonging and acceptance, alleviating feelings of loneliness and isolation they may be experiencing. Research has shown that these positive interactions can significantly improve the mood of the elderly. A study published in the Journal of Aging Research found that seniors who have regular positive interactions report fewer complaints and display more positive emotions. This improved mood can lead to better overall health, as our emotional well-being is intrinsically linked to our physical health. Moreover, these interactions can also impact their cognitive function. A study in the American Journal of Public Health found that social engagement can slow cognitive decline in older adults. This means that our positive interactions could help keep their minds sharp and active. But the benefits are not one-sided. Engaging with the elderly positively allows us to tap into their abundance of life experience and wisdom. It gives us a chance to learn from their stories, their triumphs, and their failures. This exchange can provide us with a deeper understanding of life, enriching our own experiences and perspectives. Furthermore, fostering a culture of respect and appreciation for the elderly can have far-reaching implications for society. It can help bridge the generational gap, promoting mutual understanding and harmony. It can also encourage a more inclusive society where everyone, regardless of age, feels valued and heard. So it turns out, we can make a difference. By simply changing our approach and attitude towards the elderly, we can create a ripple effect of positivity and understanding. It's about time we start seeing the elderly not as a group of complainers, but as valuable members of our society, deserving of our respect and kindness. In conclusion, it's not just about them, it's about us too. We've delved into the everyday complaints, the psychology behind them, and the impact of life changes. We've heard expert opinions and studies, explored the social aspect, and encouraged empathy and understanding. And we've seen the power of positive interactions and their benefits. Yet the essence of it all boils down to one thing: understanding. Understanding that the elderly aren't just complaining to complain, but expressing their feelings about a world that has changed around them. Understanding that these complaints are often a call for empathy, for connection, and for the reassurance that they're still seen and valued. So let's take a moment to consider how we respond. Are we part of the solution, fostering understanding and empathy, or are we part of the problem, adding to their feelings of isolation and disconnect? Next time you hear an elderly person complain, remember this video, and remember your response can make a world of difference.